Am I audible? Is my voice is clear for everybody? Yes, ma. Good morning to each and to one and all. Good morning, students. Okay. Now it is a time to see students to continue our yesterday's part once. To continue our yesterday's continuation part once I want to complete that. Now, if I come back to that pandas, what we discussed in the last session, it was like this. So accessing the data of the frame, and we have seen that these are the things we have discussed already in the class, and you might be practiced it, which I posted in the class, which I might be you might be practiced these things, and moreover, how to iterate the rows. What is the difference between lock and iLock, and how to add the columns to the data frame, how to add the data column to the data frame, and how to remove the column names from data frame, and sorting the data from data frame, sorting the data frame data, and you've seen sort values is equal to column name, sort values is equal to column name, ascend is equal to false. Sorting the multiple column names as primary key is 1 and then secondary key is 1. That means first column values are same. It will be considered second column values for sorting. Okay. To knowing the duplicated data frame data, duplicate data in the data frame, and we have seen this part. And how to remove the duplicated data, it gives Boolean result. What are the duplicated things are there? If anything is true, the entry is called true, exactly same data it is. And removing the duplicates from the data frame, drop duplicates, and moreover, data frame object dot drop underscore duplicates in place is equal to true. Now, last part is left out, that is called filtering and conditional changes. That is called very, very important. So, data filtering and conditional changes. How we are going to get the data, how we are going to change the data. That is what we are looking into. So here I am having one small thing is there. Data frame object dot LOC. LOC will locate the data, on the data we are applying the operators, which you are already aware of that. Already we are aware of that. At the same time, students, I took it as one Excel CSV file also, that you are already aware of that. CSV file also you are already aware of that. Right, students? And see this CSV file also I downloaded our yesterday's class. This is called our yesterday's class information, which are again, I hope you are having that. So that I will place it into one of my place into G column. Something like I will take one small folder here. Today's for today's thing, I will take it as one small folder. Something like SUN 7 AM. SUN 7 AM. I will take that folder and I put it this file, and this 7 AM folder, I will read this information from this folder now. Well, students, go to the Jupyter notebook, which is I made it ready. Jupyter notebook. Go to this place, Python 3. And last class we have already done it. This calculation part. Now, you see, I'll take it as df is equal to first import pandas as PD, import pandas as PD, that you just try to run it first. There I will go for getting the data something like this. After getting the star mark to be taken as what? 1, that is indicated that it is executed the statement. Well, next df is equal to some variable name PD dot, what I'm saying, read underscore CSV, and we will place this data. What is our file name there, students? Student marks dot CSV. Okay. So once you make it, this statement is accepted. Now I'll print a df, print of df. This is done. This is the data what we have completed it. This is what we have completed in the last session. Very well, students. Now next I'd like to go for doing some changes we have done it on this. I hope how we added some data. I want to take some conditional changes. I want to do it. Some changes, some filtering. I want to do it. How do you query the data? This is most useful to you. See, my dear students, DOC, data frame object dot LOC, one simple condition. One simple condition. What is the condition I prepared? For example, df dot LOC, that will locate what? Maths marks I want to take it. df of maths will give you what? Already we understand now? We understand. Let me take it one small thing. df of names. I am writing names. Once if I say this, see the names are coming. df of names. df of names. So here, what it is saying, df of names, df of, see that data what we are having here. How do you access it now? df of data frame object of what? Column name, of column name. Here what we wrote it? What we wrote it? Name or names are. It is, yeah. Name, yes, ma, name, yeah. Yeah. All of a sudden by default going, yeah, name. Names are coming. Suppose I want to go for df of maths. I want maths marks. I want. See that it is coming like that. I'm getting everything. Now I want to get it. Comparison I want. How do you do? Print once again df students. Print of df complete data you print. Now I'm going to filtering the data of maths marks. I want to find the statement. I'm writing one comment there. I want to find details, students details. This is my query. I want to find students details, whose maths marks greater than some 60. Greater than 60. This is a commenting statement I'm writing, student. I want to find, this is my query. Maths student details whose maths marks greater than 60. How do you write it? df dot LOC, that is for locating. df of, I'm writing here, maths. This data will give you set of maths marks. I want to take up greater than 60. Those details will come. Boolean data will come. That Boolean data, whatever is true, that will be located and fetching it. Let me run this code. See that maths marks 98. Let us take this now, students. These are all called what? Greater than 60 marks. I will take some higher. All of them are getting 60 marks. Now don't feel that all of them are coming. See that somebody is less than 60. I hope Raji is a 56 marks is there. Third record is not there. 24 is there. 24 is there. Right. Maximum all of them came, I hope, except that. Now, if I want to take this, suppose if you want, I want to find some more than 80, more than 90, I want to get it. More than 90, I want to get it. To get this more than 90, look at that. Only few people are getting. First 0th record, second record, 4th record, 6th record, 10th record, 11th record, 13th record. Of course, 11th is called a duplicated record. That already we applied now, how to remove the duplicates and all. Right, ma? Brahmani, I told you, na, ma? So, data frame object Data only maths column. Already we got it, na? Only maths marks. Brahmani, look at ma. DF of maths. Brahmani, look at ma. Here already it is there. DF of maths. Already it is there. Okay, na? Yeah. So next, like this, I want to get it greater than 90. Suppose I want to get it, some other condition, compound condition, I want to get it. Right? What is the compound condition I am getting here? Look at that. One more, because these conditions are just blindly go through it and use properly. Datum frame object dot loc compound condition. Compound condition means what? I want to go for multiple conditions. Multiple conditions. Already we discussed in relational operator. Two or more conditions are connected with operator called logical operators. That is and or not kind of things. And my dear students, don't apply normal physical logical operators. We must use bitwise operators because and or operators are internally taking care about physical true and false values, but NumPy was using internally the bits kind of generation. Yes, Ranjan, correct. Ranjan, correct. So I want to find out the students who are securing more than 60, less than 85. I want to find out the students of this range. So how do you write students? Go to that. I want to get it. Students who are getting the marks between 60 and 85. How do you get it? I want to find out. Let us take this statement and I will write a query here. What is that? Whose maths marks lies between, I want between the students, careful, between something like 70 and 80. 70 and 80. These two conditions I have. Right. DF dot LOC, DF dot LOC of DF of DF of DF dot LOC, DF of, be careful students, of maths. What is that? Greater than 70. Don't use and operator, my dear students. You will get a wrong answer. Wrong answer means syntax error will come. So if you want to see, you can apply. And I'm writing, once again, I want to take DF of, first you take it, DF of maths, carefully follow, maths, less than 80. 70 will not come, 80 will not come. If you want to take the range of what? Greater than or equal to and less than or equal to means 70 and 80 also included. Now try to run this. You will get first of all a big error. So you'll get a big error. So we will not get this type of operator. So what you will do, there I will go for it. Say, my dear students, AND operator, you know, bitwise AND operator, already we are well aware of it. Okay, we are using that. Again, try to run it. Again, one more error will come. Because we want to make them to put it into separate condition and then separate condition. Two states of conditions you need. So that's why I'm using this braces. So this is called one state and this is called another state. So I'm just keeping inside of what? Like this I'm using. My dear students, careful. I'm using. And I try to run this again. Now you see the students who are having the maths marks between 70 and 80. These are the students' marks. We got it as well. Now I want to get it between 80 and 90. Between 80 and 90, I want to take it. Yes, I want to take it between 80 and 90. I want to take the same thing with another type of condition. Look at students here. I'm taking, here I'm writing 80, and here I'm taking 99. Let it be taking 99. I'm taking something like this. So these are the people secured between 80 and 99. So I want to take the students' marks who are getting more than 90 only. So that time you need not to write more like greater than 90 and less than 100. 100 I am taking. 100 I am taking. So like this, I am getting more than 80, more than 90, and this is the one. Right? More than 95, more than 95, and we are getting something like this. You try to run it, only few of them are coming. Right? More than 98, between 98 and this one, and I am getting this one. Right? So I want to say 99, for example, 99. Only one person got, Rosam got 99 marks. Like that, you can apply any of the conditions. Dear students, are you understanding, my dear students? Is it clear for all of you? Right? Very good. Easy. It's not at all a difficult. It is not at all a difficult. Well, Renuka, very good, ma. Brahmanis, Senapati, all of them. Ranjan, Kumar Babu, Ganesh, all of you, one and all. I'm just asking you. It's not possible to call all the names. Please reply. Nagendra, Ajay, Arun Kumar, Arun, Naresh, Mahesh, all of them. Is it clear, my dear students? Right. Now coming to the point of it. Very simple, ma, not at all difficult. I paused as a formulas for you. You try to strictly follow that. Practice for multiple times. You will get 80 to 90% of the pandas you will get on this type of querying the data. With this, you are getting 80 to 90%. Why I'm saying the rest of the 10% is because when you go to data science level, depends on that algorithm of what you are using, like a machine learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. In that some KNN algorithms, K-means algorithm, some type of algorithms will come. That time, if you need any other formula, depends on that algorithm, they will be trying to tell you. And majority of the times, 80% you get the same type of information to you. Well, suppose I want to get it, see students, one small extra special case example, I just prepared it. Since I worked on it, I'm giving. So data frame object .loc, simple condition I'm going to give. Simple condition I'm going to give with str, I'm going to give the things. What is the simple condition? Here I'm trying to give this type of information, I will take it. My dear students, this is my special syntax I'm taking. df.loc of df of name data contains what I'm writing there, contains simple condition dot what I'm saying, str dot contains of. Suppose I want to start with who are starting with the name n, try to find out that. So it is going to give you df dot names. What I'm getting converted into str, I'm getting converted into like a to str like. It is also one special thing. Like you take your mobile in your contact part, what are you writing? You are typing n. That means you are getting all the names starts with all the names contains n. Here Kalyan n is there, Praveen n is there, Ganesh n is there. Whose names contains n? One more thing I want to take. Something like this. Whose names contains something, for example, yes. df.loc, df of name dot str dot contains. What is that? Contains yes, Rajesh, Rakesh, Rosam, Ganesh, Knox, Biswa, Ramesh, like that. Right? So, coming to the point of it, which is containing something like B, only B. So it is going to be there. Only something like, calmly, B is there, but I used a small b. If I use a capital B, Biswa will come, Biswa. So that is called what, Biswa, B capital B. Small b, when I was used it, it was not coming. Are you there? Are you understanding, my dear students? This is called contains. There is one more thing I would like to give you, students. One more thing I would like to give. One more kind of condition I would like to give. Same thing, starts with, starts with. I just want to say starts with. Huh? Yes, ma. Yeah, yeah. Here, yes, sir. Here, coming to the point of it, coming to the point of it. Here, n ma, small n I used it, small n. That's what, that was not coming. Knox, n capital is not coming. Now you see, says starts with means what? Capital N, I will write it. Capital N. When I say capital N, it's see, Knox N is coming. Are you able to get me? So something like I want to write a K I am writing. Starts with the K. So run. There is Kalyan, Karthik, Kambli, and then Kambli like this. I hope you are understanding what is my discussion. So starts with the K. Why it starts with the K? Are you able to understand my point? Is it clear? So see that multiple conditions I am taking it. Multiple conditions I am taking it. Fine. So coming to the discussion, I hope you are understanding that. I hope you are understanding what I am talking. So I'm writing for something like this of len of something like 5. Len of something like 5. So I hope, okay, this is called with respect to, query. Easy to query the data. Easy to query the data. Right? So you are understanding about str.length. If you say str.length, of course, this is a wrong parameter, missing the parameter, students. So len is not going to be used in this case. We are going to use it separately at this point of time. Len is not getting the syntax. You need to pass the data of this place here. Right? So it is not the scenario here. So I hope starts and then contains and all those things are there. Just like English sentences, starts with, contains with. I'm going to tell you these kind of things in the string handling part 2. Okay, students, is it understandable, my dear students here? Fine. Fine. Ranjan, it's not like that, ma. So I hope this sentence is going to be understandable here. Ends with, starts with, ends with also you want me to show. I will just show you. This is starts with concept you understand. Now ends with the concept you want to understand. Ends with, the name ends with. This is going to be starts with. I want to find out ends with of what, something like n. Something like n. So see that ends with Kalyan, n ends with Praveen, ends with. Right? Now I want to take it the same thing of what ends with some data I'm writing. This is called what, K I'm writing. So ends with, I'm just writing. So Karthik, only K is entering with. Now I want to take it something like, ends with Jed, I'm writing. Jed, I'm writing. Jed. So I will say no names, no and no, nothing is ends with Jed, only headers are coming. So my dear students, I hope you understand what is the complete meaning of this entire thing. So this is about no data present on this name. So I hope, dear students, you are understanding about this pandas. So I hope all of you can pass one, what do you call, your opinion. Did you understand this pandas? Did you understand this pandas? Still, if you learn it, if Senapati, that is very simple. After I explain in the STR, we will apply that. Okay, not a problem. So we will apply that. So not a problem. I'll tell you that. So I hope everybody understand this pandas level. Very good, Nagendra. Good. So let us move to the further. This is about pandas, and previously I taken up Irfan. Very good, very Irfan. Right. Now We are supposed to go to, according to our schedule yesterday, we are supposed to go to which topic now? Which topic I am going to introduce now? All of you. Which topic I said yesterday to discuss? Networking I am going to discuss. Network programming I am going to discuss. Yes, my dear students. All of you are remembering that. It's very good. Now I am going to enter into the network programming now. So this is about pandas is completed. Next, if you this pandas and numpy, to get it into the picture, you must go to the next level called data science. Next level called data science. Well, my dear students, now I'm going to enter into the network programming. Network programming in Python I'm going to enter. Actually, as on today, this network programming not necessary, students, because when Django came into the picture, this type of concept not necessary. Because when the trending is increasing, when the trend is increasing, some of the old topics which are invented in the beginning days, which are slowly getting outdated, even in any technology which will be the same. Even in Java also, we used to get that kind of things. Right? Yes, Ranjan, no problem. When I come to string handling, we will take care of it. Okay, na? So we will take care of it. I will take care of that. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry, Ranjan. Right. So coming to the network programming, what is its importance? First of all, what is a network? What is the network? Suppose I'm having the data into my machine, which is in the home, for example. I'm sharing this data to your machine. So the thing is, how do you share the data from one machine to another machine? How do you share the data from one machine to another machine? So some sort of program is there from my side. Some sort of program is there at your side. In both the sides, we require two programs, which is nothing but the programming environment of network programming. So every kind of programming topic is having the aim is there. Some aim is mentioned. What is the network programming in Python aim? Now I'm writing the title importance, the purpose of network programming. The purpose of network programming is that to share the data between multiple machines, which are present in the network, I hope you are understanding this. Which are present in the network. Is this a title is clear, my dear students? First of all, can you confirm once why we are learning this network programming? We are learning network programming just to share the data between multiple machines which are present in the network. Maybe it is in the college lab, maybe it is present in the same city across the different places, maybe different metro cities which is connected in the LAN or MAN or what, different type of environments, maybe a kind of an internet is nothing but network of networks where the data is getting shared, well, so in this part of network programming, to share the data between two multiple machines or any multiple machines which are present in the network. Well, students, so what is the network actually? What is the meaning of network here? I just want to say a network is a collection of, yes, anybody else? A network is a collection of connected computers or connected machines. A network is a collection of connected machines or collection of autonomous. I will write a perfect word. Autonomous, interconnected computers interconnected computers is called what? Network. This is the official definition of autonomous interconnected computers connected with a server, connected with a server, connected with a server, connected with a server. Well, I hope this is understandable. Dear students, please confirm once again. A network is a collection of autonomous interconnected computers connected with a server. Is called what? Network programming. Well, dear students, if I want to develop this network programming, how many programs we have to write it? Can you tell me? Now, by these small two lines, you are able to understand how many you are getting a view. How many programs we write it? Just to think about it. Just now I said, Ranjan, multiple programs. Irfan, not one multiple. Two programs we are going to write it. What is that program? What is that program? The program which is there at my side, the program which is present at your side. Yes, Nagendra, correct. There are two programs we are writing. One is the program present at me, one is the program present at you. Right? Oh, Ranjan, correct. So two types of programs we are writing in the network programming. What is that programs? Oh, Renuka, exactly. Client side program and server side program. There are two types of programs we write it. One is called client side program and one more is server side program. There are two types of programs we write in network programming. So I'm writing in network programming. Slowly I will get it into the topic. In network programming, we can write two types of programs. We can write two types of programs. Two types of programs. Two types of programs. Well, they are. What is the first one? Number one is called client side program. First, I will write a server side program. Well, server side program. First program is. Second one is called client side program. Client side program. Very well. Client side program. There are two types of programs we write in the network programming. One is called client side program. One more is called server side programming. What do you mean by server side program? What it will do? What client side program will do? That I want to give the definition, because in programmatically these are very important for you. My dear students, I am giving definition of what? Server side program. Definition of server side program. I'm just going to give you. What I'm going to give you here, a server side program is one. A server side program is one, which is accepting client request. Look at mom. Yeah, Brahman, it is also correct, mom. Original definition of server side program. It's correct. Right? It's correct. Exactly. Right. A server side program is one which will accept a client side request. That means client request it will access. A client question it can access, comma. It processes the client request. What client needs. It processes the client request and it gives response back to the client. Such a type of program is called server side program. I am writing here. A server side program is one. I am writing. A server side program is one, which is accepting client request, comma, process the client request, and gives a response back to the client. A server side program is one which is accepting client request, process the client request and gives response back to the client, is called a server side program. To take for example, I want to sign up as a new user. That is a new email ID I want to create. So I'll send a request to my Google. Please give me a page for creating a new email ID. So when I send a request, I'll get a sign up page. As a new page, I will get it. So what it indicates, a client request is process the request and then gives the response back to the client. You take a result is announced in the results are announced by the government, and you are passing your request from your browser window. That is a request process making and processed by your server side program and gives your ranking details, is called server side program. Similarly, I want to go for one more thing, definition of client side program. Definition of client side program. A client side program is one. Yes, my dear student, I'm waiting for your definition, which is sending a request, which is sending a request to server, which is sending a request to the server. Yes, and receive, I'm going to say, and receive response, and receives response from where? Response from where, student? I'm waiting for it. And gets response and receives response from which side program? Server program. Server side program, I will write it. Server side program, I will write it. A client side program is one which is sending a request, to the server and receives response from server side program, is called what? Client side program. Well, is the two definitions are clear? First, if you feel that these two definitions are clear, other things are dead easy. How these things are going to be happening actually, how these two things are happening, let us go to one small paintbrush. Let us go to a small paintbrush, my dear students. See that this is called a mission where CSP is available. That is called a client side program is available. Client side program. This is called a client side program. Right? Fine. Brahmani, troubleshooting is nothing but it is very easy. In that only there is a meaning. Suppose if you have some issue in your project, some small error is there in your project, which we are going to solve it out. Which we are solving out. Trouble means problem. Problem solving is called what? Troubleshooting. There is a big issue in the project. If you are an expert, you will shoot that problem, which is called a troubleshoot. Not only a simple word, it is one of the terminology. Okay, ma? Fine. Client side program. Next, I'm going to take server side program. One more is called server side program. This is called a server side program. Please look into that. It is called a server side program. So what is happening in this case? Server side program. This is. In this case, do you know, students, client always makes a request. Yes. In this case, when the client makes a request, server will receive the request. And sending to the server will receive the request and process it based on the client side request and gives response. It is something like what you know, ma. It is something like what you know, a conversation between a student and a faculty. It is a conversation between a student and a faculty. When my student is asking a doubt, I will receive as a teacher, I will process your doubt, I will understand your doubt, and I will give the response back to the student. Writing a network programming is nothing but A conversation between two friends, a conversation between a faculty and what? A student. Simple. Like that, if you think programming is dead easy, not a difficult at all. This type of request and response will be made by using this type of request and response will be made by using made happening in the network. This is happening in the network. This is happening in the network. My dear students, try to understand it is called one network. It is called one network. Well, so client side program always makes a request to the server side program and server gets it. Yes, students. And along with this is called a two-tier application, my dear student. This is called a two-tier application. This is called a tier 1. This is called a tier 2. A tier is nothing but a part, a component in my program. It is nothing but in my project. If client-side programs are many, this is called a layer number 1. Layer 1, this is called. There is another thing called a layer 2. There is another thing called a layer 2. Layer 2, this is called. It is called tier 1 we can call, or layer 1 we can call. Tier 2 we can call, or layer 2 we can call. And along with this, I will tell you one database program also. One database program also I will tell you. What is the database program? I will take Oracle database or MySQL database. Oracle database or MySQL database. What is my server side program is doing? My server side program is connecting with Oracle database. Oracle database. From this Oracle database, I will get the data. I'll get the data. From the server side program, I will get the data. So I hope that it is clear. I hope so. I'm getting the data from the database event. So here I'm getting the information. So from the server, request will come to where? Request will come to where? To the Oracle database, and response will come back from the database to the server side program. So request to the database and this one. This is called some tables are there. You already well aware of that. And this is called a tier 3. This is called a tier 3 we can call. Well, it is also called a layer 3. This is called. So how many layers are there in my program? 3 layers are there in my program. Client side program, server side program, and then one database may be there. If this is there, it is called one type of 3-tier architecture. This 3-tier architecture I may do with the network programming. I will do the same thing with the Django also. That is all totally with a web framework. That is totally with the web framework we can do. Okay. So client side, there is a HTML program. Server side, there is a Django program. There is a MVT architecture will be satisfied in the Django as well. Right, students. Now I'm going to continue. Next I'm going to introduce some more terminology here. One more terminology. Let me write it. Definition of DNS. I hope this is not a new word for you. This is the word which you already know. Am I correct? DNS. Have you heard about in my class about DNS? Have you heard about my class in DNS? Domain naming service. Domain naming service. You already well aware of this word. Where I explained this? I was explained already in our class. Very well. Now see, students, what is this DNS here? What is this DNS here? I am saying that. Yeah. In Oracle place, in database place. Yes, Ranjan, exactly. Sanjeev, very good. Come on, all of you should respond it. 127.0.0.1. It is a default IP address. Localhost is the name of the DNS. What is the definition of it? My dear students, I am requesting you, remember the concept also. Now I am writing. The DNS, I told this definition in our database. DNS is the name of the physical machine. Is the name of the physical machine where the where the server-side program resides. Today, I'm talking about server-side programming and client-side programming. Na? Whatever it is, server-side program resides. Server-side program resides. Residing location of server-side program is called a DNS. The DNS is the name of the physical machine. DNS is the name of the physical machine where server-side program resides. Where server-side program resides. Well, what is this DNS? Earlier I said DNS is the name of the machine where database software resides. You can place a database softwares, you can place a server software, you can place any kind of program in that server. The default name of the DNS, the default name of the DNS, default name of DNS is localhost. Is a localhost is the default name. The default name of DNS is localhost. Very well. This is not a new for you. That means again you take it one request, ma'am. If you are going to a college, you want to attend in the college room number 4. Room number 4. You need to, room number 4 is there inside the college. So first you will go to the college or first you will go to the room number? Come on, all of you. First you will go to college or you will go to room number? So first we will go to the college. Irfan, correct. Irfan, correct. So first we will go to the college. Yeah, now everybody is saying. Good. Naveen Kumar, good. Ranjan, yeah. So first we will go to the college. That is, college is called what in our example? DNS, which is called localhost. That means it comes to the mission. First it comes to the mission. In the mission, there is a number where your program is running, which is called port number. Definition of port number, because these are the terminology I will use it in my programming. Definition of port number. I am using definition of port number. Definition of port number. What is the definition of port number? All of you try to understand. Definition of port number I am going to give you. What is it? A port number is one of the numerical ID. A port number is one of the numerical ID where our server-side program is running. Simple. You are going to the college, so you are reached to the DNS. In that DNS, room number 1, room number 2, room number 3, there are multiple rooms are there. There are multiple rules are there. Those multiple rules you are getting into consider. That multiple room numbers you are considering. Yes, ma, Senapati, correct. First, you will locate the DNS. In the DNS, where which place your server-side program is running, that is called port number. Now I am writing. A port number, I am going to write the clarity here. A port number is 1. A port number is 1. I'm writing a clarity here. A port number is 1 where the program is running. A port number is one of the, a port number is like this, I will write it. A port number is one of the numerical ID where the server side program is running. Running location is called port number. Residing location is called what? DNS. Right? Brahmani, correct. So port number will give you the process. Port number will give you the identify the process where it is running. The particular process is running at which number. That is what you are going to say. Simple. You are going to a movie where in that place, in that location, there are four movies are running. So theater number 1, theater number 2, 3, 4. And you are going to that premises of the theater is called DNS, and you are entering into the theater number 1. 1 is called port number here. At the same time, I want to give you one more word also here, one more definition I want to give you students, that is called definition of IP address also. Of course, you already understand this DNS, but I want to give you one more definition of IP address. IP address. Already you know this is called Internet Protocol Address. Internet Protocol Address. Internet Protocol Address. Well, so Internet Protocol Address I am trying to say. What is this Internet Protocol Address? Very simple, students. IP address is one of the name of the physical IP address is one of the, I will remove the students. I will write clearly. Is one of the numerical, or I will write is one of the 4 parts numerical address. 4 parts numerical address of a mission, of a physical mission. An IP address is one of the 4 parts numerical address of a physical machine, where the server side program resides. Very, very, very important. Where server side program resides. The default IP address of DNS. I'm writing. The default IP address of every machine. Default IP address of every machine, address of every computer or every laptop is 127.127.0.0.1. There are 4 parts are there. First part, second part, third part. This is the IP address format. This address is known as what I told in the previously. What is this address is known as? Already I told in the class. Come on, students, tell me, all of you. This address is called what? Come on, ma'am. This address, I said one name to that. One name I told you this. I told one name to that. So you are not saying that. So you need to know about that. Yes, ma. Forget, I know at least one of the person can remember. Brahmani. Very good, ma. Loopback address. Excellent. It is called a loopback address. Did I explain or not? Loopback address. It is already explained in the class. Explained or not, ma? This is explained. Brahmani, good, ma. So this is called a loopback address. Already explained. The default DNS of every computer is this one. So I can identify the server side program in how many ways, students? I can identify the address of server in how many ways? 2 ways. 2 ways we can identify. One is by using DNS, one more by using IP address. You can find the residing location. Running location is identified by what? The port number. Ultimately, I am asking a question. If myself want to contact to the server side program, how many parameters we have to pass? Think and tell me. Don't tell immediately. To contact to the server, to connect to the server, how many parameters I have to pass? Carefully tell me. I need a quick answer. Everybody must say this answer. Yes, students, please. How many things are required to connect to the server? Yes, diagram also I was shown, students. You are thinking. So, see, ma, very, very simple, ma. This is called a local host. I told you that local host. This is called a local host. This is called a local host. Then nothing but IP address 127.0.0.1. This is called a 1. And one more is called a port number. At which port number it is running? For example, 9999. I am giving simple, mom. I want to come to your apartment, for example. I will come to the name of the apartment, comma 201. Apartment name, comma 201. What is that apartment name? What is that apartment name? This is called a port number. Port number this is. What is that apartment name? Can anybody can say DNS? What is the 201 is called? What is the 201 is called? Come on, answer. Response is very slow. It is called a port number. So how many parameters are required to reach to your apartment, to reach to your flat? Two things. One is called port, one is called what? DNS, and one more is called port number. If a client want to get the services from the server side program, first you have to connect it. After connecting it, you will be getting the services. To connect to the server, what we supposed to pass it, in which machine it is available, in that machine at which place, in which port number it is running. A port number is always a unique, students. Always keep in mind, my dear students, their port numbers are always unique. Even Oracle database also is having a port number. Even Oracle database is also having port number called 1521. Even every kind of thing, every kind of server side applications will contain the port numbers. Such port numbers we should not take to port number to our port number when it is connected to the internet. So if it is not connecting to internet, you can take your port number, because internet already having some port numbers by default. So that's why I'm suggesting to you, take a highest port number which is available at more than 900. After 9,000, you take some port number by yourself. You take a port number which is more than 9,000. Because some port numbers may be already reserved in the internet below to that. That's why I'm requesting to everybody, take the port number after 9,000. Okay, I hope you are understanding. To connect to the server side program, two parameters are required. One is called what? DNS. One more is called port number. So to come to my home, for example, to come to my home, you have to take the place name, colony name, comma, house number. Colony name, comma, house number. What is that colony name is called? What is that colony name is called? DNS. What is that house number is called? Port number. Well, so you understand the difference between DNS and port number. Well, students, now I'm writing. This is some terminology which I'm using in my network programming. Well, students, now I'm entering into the further points I'm going to tell you. Sir, what is it? Now I'm telling to you. What are the steps for developing server side programs? What are the steps for developing client side programs I want to take up? So steps for developing server side programs, steps for developing client side programs. My dear students, I'm going to start with next one more. Slowly I'm coming to the programming. Steps for developing server side program. First, I am giving the steps. We learned already steps for developing Python database communication. What we developed, some 5 to 6 steps we developed it. 5 to 6 steps. Loading the, importing the module. Next is called what? Connection, cursor object, design the query and execute, process the query, and close the connection. Like that we developed it. Yeah, and we installed also earphone, correct. So we installed also that particular kind of things. Steps for developing server side program. I'm going to talk about it. Steps for developing server side program. What are the steps for developing server side program? Well, students, number one, to develop any server side program, we must follow these steps. Just blindly, you can just follow. What are the server side programs. Very easy, students. Look at. First thing is, we need to import a module called socket. To deal with this network programming of Python, we must import a module called a socket. This I will give a special explanation. After these steps are there, I will give a special explanation for this. Import, import socket module. Import socket module. How to import a socket module? We will explain. Import socket module. When you are dealing with multi-threading, we used a module called threading. In the threading, there are two classes. One is called thread. One is called thread class. Another one is lock class. In thread class, we have seen the methods inside. In lock class, we have seen the methods. And what those methods are doing also, you know. Similarly, after the steps are over, we will go to a detailed discussion about functions present in socket module required for developing networking applications in Python. That means socket module contains some functions, some methods for development of server-side program, some methods present for development of client-side program. We have a separate program, separate libraries are there. Yes, ma Brahmani, correct. Correct. So, nice. So, in the server-side program and the client-side programs, if you want to write it, there are some special functions are there in socket class, socket module. What are those modules functions? I will explain after discussing this concept. Well, students. So step number 1 is called socket module we are importing. Well, next one is called step number 2. What is the step number 2? We are going to talk about it. Step number 2 is for example, as a employee, you are becoming an employee. Every employee is becoming a person in the organization. That means here it is one of the very what do you call, sensible point you need to catch it. By yourself want to claim that you are an employee of a particular organization, you are supposed to bind with the organization, then you are an employee. Suppose myself is a faculty at Naresh IT, for example. So I'm a server-side program, myself bind with a Naresh IT, where my students are coming there. My students are called client and I am called server-side program. I mean, write a server-side program, write a server-side program. Every Python program to be made as server-side program. I mean to say, this word is very, very important. This word is very, very important, students. So how carefully you will understand me, I can't imagine, but you should get it. Every server-side program must run at certain DNS or IP address and port number. We write server-side program. How do you make that it is a server-side program? How can you say to clients, I am a server-side program? You should tell them, I am there at so-and-so place, at so-and-so room number. You come and meet me. That means you are going to run by yourself at certain mission, at a certain port number. You are telling to your relative, I am staying in XYZ colony with a roof with a number called 3-14. So they will come to the colony number and they will come to this house number. What it indicates that a colony name is called a DNS, that house number is called what? Port number. Now I am going to say import the socket module. I am going to say next sentence. Every server-side program must run at certain DNS or what? IP address. I'm saying that certain address, right? Every server-side program must run at certain DNS or IP address. With a program is said to be a server-side program. Definitely it has to be there at one place. It should reside in one place. And port number. IP address will give you residing time. This is called residing place. Residing place. This is called a running place, my dear students. This is called a running place. Yes. Right. Coming to the point of it, if you want to make your program as a server-side program, it has to first run at certain place. It has to make it available at one place and it has to start running. Then the request will come to that place and this number, so that that request will be accepted by the server-side program. Right? I hope you are understanding this discussion. Is it clear, students? Second step is a little tricky, ma. I hope you understand that. Students, all of you. Come on, ma. Please, respond it. If you want to be an employee, you be at a certain company, you be at a certain cabin, be at a cabin. So any client is coming, they will reach to that company name and they will reach to that cabin. Right? It is nothing but any server-side program to qualify a server-side program. These things are important. Next is called what? Next is what? Okay, once this is done, it's most convenient for you. Next, you are going to say one more thing. You are making by yourself as server-side program is like this. It's nice. At the same time, yes, ma, Ranjan, that is called good understanding. Yeah, you understand well. Company name is called what? Like a what? DNS, and your cabin number is called something like a port number. Well, next after the students, and it is one of the limitation I can say. This is one of the limitation I can say, my dear students. When you are making as a server-side program, it has some limitations, students, especially in networking. That's why this is not using nowadays. In previous days, this was used. Now there is not using, but these fundamentals will help you definitely in Django. Come to the point here. The server-side program must prepared in such a way that to how many clients it can respond. Suppose you are coming to this one certain place, and at one place, in your cabin, there are only 2 chairs are there. But outside there are 4 people are there. Can they come and sit in that? Come on, can they come and sit in that? No. What are you doing immediately? Since there are 4 people are standing outside, you will ask somebody, you will configure by yourself with 4 chairs. That means every server-side program, carefully try to understand, students. Every server-side program must be configured. This is compulsory. Must be configured in such a way that how many clients can make a request at a time. Very, very important, students. I hope it is not a big deal for you. Every server-side program must be configured in such a way that how many clients can make a request at a time. This is called one important point. Every server-side program must be configured in such a way that how many clients can make a request at a time. Well, so I configure 2 clients, 3 clients, 4 clients, like that. Okay. Now step number 4 Step number 4, I'm going to take. What is the step number 4? What is the step number 4 here? The server side program is okay. I configured for 2 clients. It is running at certain place. Now server is waiting, eagerly waiting for accessing the client request. Every server side program, come on, accept. Every server side program, accept. I'm writing in capital letters, my dear students, because this is one of the important word in my programming. Every server side program, accept the client request, accept the client side program request, client side program request, right? Client side program request. Well, and after the client side program request is added, request accepted. Step number 5, we are going to make it step number 5. What is the step number 5? After accepting the request, you will read that accepting request means what? Over the network, the data will come in the form of like a packet, like a postman is coming and giving one packet for you, like a courier boy is coming and giving the courier. You are accepting it. Once you accept it, you have to open that packet. You have to read that what is there inside of that packet. Now I'm writing every server side program must read the word called read, my dear students, must read what? Client side program request. What is there in your request? I must read. Whenever you ask me a doubt, I will accept your doubt. That doubt I will read. Yes, that doubt I will read. So client side program must read the client side program request, comma, I will write the students process. I am writing process the client side request. Process the client side request. Process the client side program request. Client side program request. Process the client side program request. So how do you process the client side program request, my dear students? An important point I would like to say. Every client side program, read the client side program request, process the client side program request. One special point I want to say. While I am processing the client side request, the data will not come into the plain format. The data will not come in the plain format. The data will be coming in the form of encoding format. It will come that you need to say decode. Dear students, when you are getting we are processing the client side request, but to process it at my server side program, you have to decode first. That means data always visiting between client and server side points, server side in the form of what? Encoding and decoding, where bytes data type is used. The data is visiting over the network in the form of bytes and byte array. In the form of bytes and byte array, right? So it is something like what? End-to-end encryption kind of thing. Internally, the network programming of Python is using bytes data type. Fine. Now, yes, Brahmani, exactly. So in the beginning days, whether you remembered or not, bytes and byte array, I told you. That time when I print my byte and byte array, it was coming in the hexadecimal format, not in an understandable format. Did you remember that? Did you remember Irfan? Something like that. So it is coming 0x, FF, 0x, something is coming, some type of ununderstandable format it has come. Brahmani, no ma, not zeros and ones ma, not zeros and ones. 0x format it will come. You just remember our previous one. Yeah. Mission understandable code. It is something like what? That is not understandable by the hackers. Okay. So that is not in the that is not a binary format. That is not in a binary format. It is coming in the form of what? Some ununderstandable form, not by the end user. That's why we are decoding to get it into my actual data. That is the point number 5. Step number 6. What is step number 6? I accepted your request. I read your data. I need to give the response. Okay, you processed it. Now I am going to do every server side program. Every server side program must send. Be careful. I received it. I received my request, accepted, read. During the processing, I am decoding. Decode the request. Decode the request, I am saying. Decode the request for reading the original data. Client-side program request. Client-side program. Client-side program or server-side program. This is called server-side program. Must send. Server-side program must send the result to the client side program. Must send to the client side program. How can I send it to the client side program? Is it in a normal stage or encoding? Come on, understand this word. When I'm sending the data, it is encoding. So encode the result. Encode the result. So at which side I am using? Anybody who want to send the data, encode it. Anybody want to process the data, decode it. This is one of the most important words, students. Encoding and decoding. I hope you are understanding my discussion. Every server-side program must send the result to the client-side program. Every server-side, the moment when you are receiving, decode it. The moment when you are sending, encode it. Very, very simple. Did you understand, ma? Sending means encoding, receiving means decoding. I hope you got it. Everybody please respond it, because there is some functions are there. Decode function and encode function. Between two machines over the network, our data which is using in the network as on today. Senapati, correct. So Neeraja, yes ma. So the data which is available and going to this, exactly. Simple, right. So we are going to, anything we are sending from our side, we will encode and we will send. Anything we are receiving, we will receive and decoding it. That is called a simple what? Encoding and decoding. So sometimes we used to see in the bus stops. Some people will be standing just some 2 meters or 3 meters away, and they are just signals are there. Only they are moving their hands. So we don't understand that. But those people will understand. Have you observed any time? The type of conversation? Have you seen that? So that is nothing but what? In a normal life also, they have their own language for decoding and encoding kind of things. Next, this is called the steps for communicating this. So this part, if you see, so encode means human understandable idea. Encoding means what, ma? See, ma, Brahmani. Encoding means we are ready to transfer. We are packing up everything and sending. So nobody should understand. That is called encoding. Decoding means getting into our format. Understanding, Brahman, you are understanding opposite, ma. Ranjan, exactly. So what we are sending, the result is there. That result I want to send to opposite person. So opposite person means what? In the middle of it, some network is there. Over the network which is visiting, nobody should understand. So what you will do? Brahman, you answer, ma. Encode or decode? You will encode or decode? You will encode, ma. I am sending the data. Encoding. You are encoding that. N means what? Converting to that. and the other person is receiving. What that person is doing? He will receive the data what you send, but he won't understand what is the data which you are sending. He will decode it. Decode it. Brahmani, one example. You have written an examination. On the top of your page, hall ticket numbers are there. Suppose your relative is there in the examination branch. So by seeing the hall ticket number, they can recognize that he is our student, he is our relative. What they will do, examination people? They will, what they will do? They will encode it. Encoding it. Encoding means what? They will give some secret number. They will give some secret number. Encoding the hall ticket numbers. So they will send it to the examiners, correcting people, spot valuation, evaluators they will give. They will evaluate and getting the marks back. What they will do again? What they will do? They will decode it once again to the original data. So Brahmani, is it clear, ma? Because this is an important. I will use it in my coding. Right? Did you understand, ma? Yes. Got it. Okay, nice. Next, coming to the point of it, step number 6. Now I am writing one note. I am sending one note. As long as client-side program, as long as client-side program makes a request, as long as client-side program makes a request. Very, very easy, my dear students. As long as client-side program makes a request, what are the steps are repeating here? Please take care. As long as client-side program makes a request, step number 4, 5, 6 will be repeated. 4 will accept the request, read the data what you sent, I'll process it, I'll send the response back, I must send the result to you. Okay, and this is step number 1 and 2 we will do one time. Step number 3 also we will do only one time. 4, 5, 6 I will repeat as long as client makes a request. As long as client makes a request, what is happening? Server-side program performs. Server-side program performs. Server-side program performs. Step number 4, step number 5, step number 5, and step number 6. Step number 6. Step number 4, step number 5, and step number 6. As long as client-side program makes a request, right? The server-side program performs step number 4, step number 5, and step number 6. Right? Yes, ma. Renuka, exactly what you understand is correct. So, Renuka, you understand correct. Client-side send a request in the form of encode. Very good. Once a server receives it, you are going to decode it. And once again, server is sending to the client. Client will do what? Receive the response, receive the result. They will do decode again. Sending time encoding, receiving time decoding. Nothing is there. Sending time encoding, receiving time decoding. Other than that, nothing is there. This is called program writing at which side? Server side program, this is called. Easy. It is just like a conversation between you and your relative, your friend. Server side program. Same thing I want to write it. Write a program at a server side. Server side program I want to write it. Client side program I want to write it. Well, sir, what is the steps for writing at a client side? Renuka, both the sides encoding and decoding happens. Sending time, you remember this rule, ma. Sending time is called what? All of you answer my question once. I want to get confirmation from everybody. Sending time what? Please send me all of you type it. Sending time what? Encoding. Very good. Rocky. Right? Come on, Ranjan, Senapati, Irfan, Naginder, Yes, ma. Brahmani, Neeraja, all of you, one and all I'm asking. One and all I'm asking. Knox. Yes, ma. Sending time, encoding. Receiving time, receiving time. Ram Krishna, very good. Receiving time, Ram Kumar, all of you. Right. Receiving time, decoding. Clarity is there? Clarity is there? Yes, ma. Yes, ma. All of you. All of you. One and all. Those very nice. Yes, yes, yes. Right, ma. So, yeah, Samir Kumar, very good. So, all of you, yes, very good response given. But still, some of them not given. Still not given. You should, you should respond, ma. You should respond because I cannot call all people's names. Na, you have to respond it. You have to respond it. Yeah. So, coming to the point of it, what are the steps for writing the client side program? There also same, you think in opposite way. What you will do? Import. There also we will create a socket module. So import a socket module. So first thing is import a socket module. Step number 1. What is a socket module? In detail, I will explain in tomorrow class. Tomorrow class is 4 o'clock only. 4 o'clock. As usual, 4 o'clock. Today is a Sunday. That's why we are taking online Monday morning time. Tomorrow, as usual, regular class. Step number 2. Step number 2. What is the step number 2, students? What is the step number 2, my dear students? Every client side program, if I want to make a request, first of all, I have to get what? Connection now. Even in our place, even in our place of our database also, to retrieve the data from your database, first thing, we got a connection from the database. We got a connect function we used. Username, password, localhost, and a service ID, all those things. So here, can anybody can say now? Can anybody can connect to me now? Tell me. Every client side program must, every client side program must connect, must get a connection, must get a connection from server side program. Yes, ma. 48th line, what is there, ma? Steps. Okay. Sorry. So, steps for developing client side program. Every client side program must get a connection from server side program. Server side program. Bypassing. I forget. Bypassing. I forget. What should I pass it to get a connection? Only connection I want to. Yes, I forget it. Bypassing. Students, plus you must tell that. You must tell this. IP address and port number. Very good, Ranjan Senapati. So bypassing DNS oblique IP address. In the bracket, I will write IP address. Either that you can pass, or you can pass DNS, you can pass, or you can pass IP address. Every client side program must get a connection from server side program by passing DNS or IP address. Well, and the port number, Yeah. If client makes a wrong DNS or wrong port number, you will get an exception. Even in the place of what? Database also, when your connection related information is wrong, we got an error called what? Database error. You already seen that. When you are sending wrong DNS and wrong IP address and port number, anything is wrong, you will be getting connection refused. You will get it. Connection refused. Connection error, you will get it. Because no more request you can make, no more responses you will get, no more request processing can be taken place. So every client side program must get a connection from server side program by passing DNS. Yes. So we must pass these things carefully. So with this connection is established, once step number 2 is done. Okay, sir, connection is clear. Okay, next what you will do? Every client side program, yes, connection, I got it. Next, what should I do? Yeah, next you need to tell. I got a connection. Next, what you will do? Every client side program, yes, I'm waiting for you. Every client side program must, yes, Brahmani, correct. Must send a request. Must send a request. Must send a request. So I'm writing here, must send a request. Every client side program must send a request to the server side program, to the server side program, to the server side program. Wants to send a request to the server side program. Yes, yes. Okay. How do you send it when you are sending to the server side program? How do you send it? Must send a request to the server side program. What is the format? Must send a request to the server side program in the bracket. I want to write something. You know that what I am going to write in the bracket. Everybody knows. Yeah, Ranjan, clear. To get that byte array, what you will do? What you will do? Neeraja, excellent. Encode. Encode. Encode your request. Sending time, na? Sending time means what? Encode. Every client side program must send a request. In the bracket, I wrote encode to the server side program. Very good. Encoding means an encryption format. Nothing is there. Hacker unreadable format, we can call. Step number 4. What is the step number 4? See, students, once step number 3 you make it, once step number 3 made by the client, automatically it goes to the server side program, go to the step number 4. What is the step number 4? Every server side program accept the client request. Server side program read the client side program request, process the client side program request, and processing it. Processing means it has to read what you send. It has decoded. After that, 4 is performed, 5 is performed, 6 also. Server side program must send the result to the client side program. Send again. Send means what? Encoding format. Once it is encoded, once it is sending, server is sending, it will come to the client again. It will come to the client again. Step number 4. Tell me, every client side program, yes, I'm waiting for it. Every client side program must, what it should do? Receive. So, must receive the request, must receive the response, must receive the response, must receive the response. Every client side program must receive the response from where? Server side program. Must receive the response from server side program. Every client side program must receive the response from server side program. Receiving means what? Receiving means what? I forget. What is it? Receiving. Excellent. Now you everybody got it. Happy. Decoding. How to decode and encode? Simple. There are 2 functions are there. Encode off, decode off. At this point of time, we can understand very well. Encode off, decode off. Where is that functions are available? We will take care. Don't worry about it. Well, it is done. See how simple it is. Sending the request. Ranjan, no, not there. I will tell you that. Don't worry. I will take care of it. I will tell you that. Okay. Encode and decode are there. Where it is there, I will take care. Now tell me, when the client send a request, it goes to the server, 4th step at server, 5th step at server, 6th step at server. Okay, 4th step at client will be taking place. If client is making 3, 4 continuously, here 4, 5, 6 will be done. 4, 5, 6 will be done. So I will write one small note. If the client side program make multiple requests and receives multiple responses from the server side program, repeat step number 3 and 4. One note I am writing, my dear student. What is that note? If the client side program want to make multiple requests, and if the client side program want to make multiple requests and multiple requests and receives multiple responses, multiple responses, multiple responses, then multiple responses, then what should I do? What should I do? Then perform client side program, client side program, client side program must repeat step number 3 and step number 4 and step number 4. These are the things you must remember. So this is about how our client side program is written, how server side program is written. So in this part of discussion, we have a discussion about what is client and what is a server, how to make a steps for it. I hope it is more clear about these definitions. So once these definitions are very clear, we can write the program very easily. So once we don't know the concept, definitely we can't able to achieve the programming concept. So programming, if you want to do very easily, concept must be clear. So that syntaxes will be coming along with our concept based only, our syntaxes will come into the picture. So I hope this is clear about my discussion, what I said. Fine. Concept is clear. So students who are in the online, is my concept is clear, students? Is my concept is clear? All of you, to one and all I am asking you, is this concept is clear? Well, fine, students. So in tomorrow's class, when I come back, and the next part, what we need to do in this case, later I am going to enter the module required for next one, which we are supposed to learn in the further class. Modules required, module required for all right, required for dealing with what? Network programming. What is that module name? Network programming module, what it requires. So to write any network programming, we need a module name. What is that module name is called? Socket module is required. Just for a minute, you just don't leave the session. Sir said tomorrow means I will leave like that. Don't have that. To deal with, just I'm writing, to deal with network programming. Even in our Java also network programming is there. It was already outdated because nobody is using network programming of Java. Network programming of C#.NET also same. Network programming of our Python also almost same. Because we have a Django in Python side. We have a servlets and JSP in Java side. We have a ASP.NET at the .NET side. So networking, you will say, I will explain the coding. After seeing the programming, you will say, sir, is it useful nowadays in the practical world? But this is important for you. Some place or the other place, they may ask you these questions. That's why I'm giving to this. To deal with the network programming, we use a predefined module, called socket. It is a inbuilt module of Python library. Predefined module, and it present in Python. It is present in where? Python itself. It is not a third party library like. It is no need to install with the people. I told already, no need to install with the people because it was already present in the and it present in Python itself. No need to install with the people. No need to install with pip. Right. So what are the functions? I'm just writing. I'm not going to say that. Just I'm showing you just the information. The predefined functions, the predefined functions in socket module. The predefined functions present in socket module. Sir, what are those things, sir? Very, very simple, sir. So first one is called socket. Socket. The function name is called socket. Just I am writing socket. Okay, sir. Second function is there. Bind, sir. Bind function. Third function is there. Listen. 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 Fourth function is called accept. Fifth function is there. recv. recv with recv with I'm waiting for you. Send with I'm waiting for it. recv with what? Yes, ma Samir Ranjan, very good, fully cleared, sir. Okay. Receive with decoding. Receive with decode function, which I'm going to use. Send encode, which I'm going to explain that. Receive with decode, send with what? Encode. Okay, sir. Seventh is there. Seventh function is there. What is it? Connect function. Connect function. These are the functions present in where? Socket module. I will explain these things in the class. So tomorrow's class, when I come back, we will talk about it at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, we will log in with the same ID. We will log in with the same ID. We will discuss this one, and I will tell you the programming on this. Programming we will discuss. Right. Right now? No, ma, not necessary. Ranjan, no need to join placement purpose and all those things. Nothing is required. Once you will do this coding very well now, you will be getting, you please try to put your resumes in LinkedIn, some type of, freshers world. You try to upload your resume. Try to learn database. It is my advice for all of you. Try to learn database, either MySQL or Oracle, you write it. Right? Rocky, most probably Tuesday, I will talk about Tuesday. We will see. Okay. So along with this, fine. Yes, ma, Irfan, that's what I'm saying. See, at this level, what are all the things are there at Python beyond the Python scope we discussed? And when we come to data science level, according to those algorithms, some more functions will come to you. Because why I'm saying that is because in data science, some new algorithms will be there. Algorithm related functions will be there. There you will get those functions in NumPy once again. I hope you are understanding that, right? Irfan? So these things which are available at Python side, beyond the scope of the Python, we got it. When you go to data science, if any new function is coming, that function you will understand very easily because already you know the concept here, na? You know all those things. So at present, if any new thing will come, Samir, when new batch will start, you will get information, ma. So I will tell you that information. Which batch the institute will start, I don't know. We will see which batch will start. You will get the mail also for that. Okay. So I'll stop the class. Right? Yes, ma, Ranjan. That's correct. So I'm advising to all of you, learn data science, which is coming the next future is only on artificial intelligence. And Samir, I will give you in the next class. Okay. Right. Next we'll give you my placement number also. Next trend is only on data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. These are the total. Machine learning is the most dominated feature, my dear students. A fresher is also going to get a higher package. because it's the most trending kind of job, and most trending. Without Python coding, you cannot survive anywhere else. That's why I'm requesting to all of you, please start programming, start practicing it, right? Right, Ma, Renuka. I will intimate when my batches will start. I will intimate. Definitely. So I will stop the class. Next, tomorrow we will go for this discussion, modules required for this one. This I will upload it, but don't try to mention the notes or something. This I will continue tomorrow. This part I will continue. This I will upload, network programming. Okay, students. Thank you. Good day. All the best. Right, mom. Thank you. Happy Sunday. Good day. All the best. Yeah, I will upload, ma. Irfan, I will upload.